Hey everybody, welcome back to part 4 of house number 2 of season 2. So today we're going to finish up the roof of this house and maybe get started on the interior a little bit. So I've already done some of the roof, mainly because it's a lot of just following what you've already done. One of the things I did add, which is really simple, so hopefully you guys won't be upset, is just for this right here, all we did was make what we've been making this entire time, a stair set design. I didn't do all of it, but I did basically just kind of save us maybe like a minute or two so we can get more done. Okay, so basically just added that, and then we just continue with what we've been doing with our stairs. So really, this roof is coming together pretty nicely. We're looking really good, so I'm actually really happy with how this house is turning out so far. Get rid of these. Just adds a little bit more design to the house. Perfect. Add upside downs here with that. And so now here's what we did. Here's what we do. We just continue the flow of the house, which is really simple. When you get to this, we just stop and we just kind of keep working around it. So we just stop it right here. Turn everything just like that. Cha-cha. And we're so close to being done with this house. We almost could have finished this up last part, but there is some stuff that we have to do on the outside too. Because we're going to be adding a deck onto the house, which is going to be nice. And one of the things I like about this roof is how everything kind of flows smoothly together, which is something that's pretty difficult to do. When you get to here, just kind of add your slabs, and then we can kind of finish it off with a perfect corner stair and everything up top here. And make sure we get a corner stair there. Perfect. And these pieces, all you have to do is connect the slab with the outside, just like this, and we have a finished house. So voila, everything is together, flows nice and smoothly. So I'm actually really happy with this house. We've gotten quite a bit done, and you know, it's not the simplest house in the world, but it is pretty simple though. You know, there's some tricky things about it, but there's also not. One of the things I want to do is I kind of want to move this down one more. Oh, didn't think about that. Let's move this down one more block. I don't like how high up it is. I don't know why. It doesn't mean, so maybe if we move it down, it might look a little bit better. And I don't know, it's just something that was bugging me a little bit. So let's get rid of that, replace it. It is storming here, so I am sorry if you can hear the thunder and rain in the background. There's not really much I can do about it because it's Mother Nature. Yeah, I do think that makes it look a little bit better. And then what we could even do is, since we're on the topic of working on the outside of the house now, let's take out some grass, some brick, and some brick slabs. You will also need oak wood slabs and stairs. For a railing for the deck, we might, what do we want to use for that? We might use, oh, I don't know why I put the brick away. Let's put the sand away. We're not really needing that. We might use just maybe like regular dark oak wood and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is come to the front of the house with your brick. And we're actually going to do this on both sides. Just kind of make a small little flower pot here. Instead of adding a second layer, add a slab on top of it. And do the same thing on both sides. And basically what we're going to do is add leaves in here. But before we add leaves, add your grass. Just add a little bit more detail. And then what you're going to do is, if I put some of this stuff away, let's take out some oak leaves, which are right here. So what we're going to do now is just kind of fill up the oak leaves with everything. So just kind of do this, kind of have it come out one more block like this, you know, overflow maybe a little bit, which is always something that just kind of adds a little bit more detail to everything. And leaves really are like a big part of how things look in a house. They add just more character. And so I really like adding leaves. There's a big part, in my opinion, of how things look. So you're really going to see a lot of leaves in my houses. There we go. Let's have this one overflow like that. Man, it is really storming outside. We have a big storm coming through, I think. There we go. And then over here, we'll just fill this one up. Maybe stack it up a couple more blocks like this. That's going to look pretty good, I think. Let's have this one overflow a couple blocks. There we go. Looking pretty good. And maybe add that one there with that. And perfect. So as you can tell, just adding that small feature really does kind of add a little bit more character, I guess, to the house, which is something you always want. I do want you guys to take out some court stairs. And what we're going to do is in some of these areas, go to the middle. And this one doesn't really have a middle, so we can't really do it on that one. Huh. Because we could do it on some of these. Maybe like on this one. Just basically you add a upside down and a regular stair. And it kind of just adds a little bit more detail to the front. We could do it here, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not going to be perfectly centered, but it kind of gets... Actually, that looks pretty centered. So, come to the back. We're going to do the same thing on this one here. So, we'll do it right there. So, again, just regular stair and upside down stair in the middle. Just add a little bit more colorfulness to it, I guess. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so we're in the back. So, now we're going to take out our oak wood slabs, and oak wood stairs with our dark oak wood fence gates and our actual dark oak wood fences. Whew, so many words. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna... Did I throw it? No, it's just right over here. What we're gonna do is start right here, and we're gonna count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is just kind of have this come down, make this into a solid piece. And what we're going to do is add your dark oak wood fence every other block. So we actually might make this 1 block longer. Okay, like this. What we're going to do then is in between add your fence gates. It just adds a little bit more colorfulness to it. Have it turn and come over to the other side. So just have it... why am I using slabs? That's weird. And just have it stack up like this. Now we're also going to have it come down a little bit. So... have slabs acting as stairs. We can fill this all in with oak wood. And just adding small stuff like this can make a difference in how your house actually looks. Also in resale value if you ever want to sell your house. And now this bottom layer, we're actually going to have it come out a little bit farther from the house by 2 or 3 blocks. And this one's going to come all the way out to the end of the house. Now this one over here, it's mainly just for... it's more like your main deck. You can have, you know, your chairs, everything like that over here. You could add a hot tub, which we could always do if we wanted to. And we'll stop it right here, 1 block away from the end. So, just like what we did before, every other block add a actual fence. We might make it 1 block longer so we can add that. We can do something like this, kind of make it look like it's made to be like that. So, just well, that's a problem. I mean, that shouldn't be too much of a problem, so that's like that. And then we just count over. Oh my goodness, I am just so many errors. Just so many errors. Oh, that's a problem. Man, I keep running into problems with that. That's the only downside about doing stuff like this sometimes, is that you run into that problem quite a bit. Okay, so we might have to stop it there. And then turn it like this. Perfect. Okay, so everything worked out. So then we just add, again, our fence gates in between to connect. I really do like using fence gates. It is like one of those things that does kind of make your house look a little bit better when it comes to railings and things like that. And if you want to make these two fully connected, just do something like that. And we could even extend out this over there a little bit. And so now we have a big porch. We could even have stairs coming down here. So if we actually did want to add this, we could. Because all we have to do is just add more slabs like this. Now, one thing you could do is you can actually add some stairs like this. And what this can do is if you make it right, can add a little bit more depth to your, like, to everything. Did I not make that right? Because I think we need to have a full block here. That's why. And then we add it. There we go. And as you can tell, just doing that small little thing really did kind of add a little bit more detail to it. And we're all about detail on houses like this. So I really like doing stuff like this. We can just add regular oak behind it. And then make sure you add your slab. And voila, there's that. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to do. Let's add some oak leaves behind here. So what we might even do is just do something like this. Have this come all the way over to the other side, just like that. Now, if you want to add more stuff back here, you can. Let's see. One thing we could add is a jacuzzi. And the way I do that is I like to use court stairs and court slabs. What we're going to do is we'll make it right over here. And it needs to be 4 blocks wide and maybe 3 blocks long. Or maybe make it like a perfect square actually. In the corners here, close to the house, add 2 full blocks with stairs in the middle. Now with, now with the rest is kind of add corner stairs. Oh my, I'm really sorry. I have the hiccups and burps. And then we just add slabs in underneath. And now we have a nice little jacuzzi, which kind of adds a little bit more appeal to the backyard. We could actually add a pool back here. So we don't really have time to do that though, which is the only downside. So I think we're just about done with this house, guys. I mean, we've gotten quite a bit done. If you want to add a actual like a grill back here, one thing you could do is take out your furnaces with some cobblestone stairs, which we should have those because that's what our roof was made out of. All you do to make them is put 2 here, okay, like that, and put upside down stairs. It kind of resembles a stove a little bit, or it's not a stove, a grill. And then on the sides of this, we could add maybe like hoppers or something. So hoppers are like right here. So you just put those there. Boop. There we go. And if you notice how they actually connect, it's something I actually like quite a bit. Because there we go. Can we add anything on top of hoppers like a pressure plate or anything? So if I did this, oh, we can. Boom, perfect. There we go. Now you can actually serve stuff from those. And to finish off this house, what we're going to do is we're going to make a fence. So take out some jungle wood planks with some jungle wood planks slabs. Now what we're going to do is make a fence. So I'm going to start my over here, have it come out pretty far. Now this part really depends on how much space you have. If you do want to add a pool onto this house, you easily can. There's enough space. If you made it to where I have like as much space as me, you can easily make one. I might make one for next part and just kind of like show you guys everything. Now as for the actual house itself, on the inside, one of the things that you could do for the floor is I'm thinking maybe spruce wood, because we haven't really used spruce wood and it's a little bit darker color, so it's not going to clash with the outside of the house. So that might be one of the better things that we can add for the floor. But yeah, I think that's just about it for this house. I'm actually surprised by how good this house is looking. And like, because it's always like one of those things to where you're not sure if it's going to turn out to be good or bad until the end. And this is actually one of those houses that I think turned out pretty nice. Now if you are making this with a different material, I'm not going to know unless you show me on like Twitter or anything. So boop 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 boop. Okay, there's that. Now a couple of small things that we could add that can add a little more realism to a house is if we take out some ladders, some rail, and some cobblestone walls with some gray wool might be the better material. Cobblestone walls are right here. Gray wool is right here. What you're going to do is put 2 things of, basically like make a 2x2 square using the cobblestone walls. Add your 4th, do like the exact same thing. Add ladders all around this. And what this is going to resemble is this is going to resemble your air conditioning and things like that. So we just add our ladders in here. Perfect. And then we add our thing like that. And voila, now we have air conditioning, things like that. So thank you very much for watching, guys. It is greatly appreciated. Hopefully you guys are liking this house. I will see you guys next part. So again, for the interior, for the floor, make sure you add, we're going to use spruce wood planks. So yeah, I will see you guys next part. Bye-bye.